fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction, he's got rhythm, both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taking Anderson! Anderson's up top!
Oh my God! Oh. Big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's gonna get rolled!
Second very close. These guys are going to want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, there we go! Oh no! That's massive! This is it! This is over! I can't believe this! Oh my God!
God, what?
Stock Car Brazil is coming to iRacing. Take the wheel of the same cars that I drive in Brazil's most popular racing series. The Toyota Corolla and Chevy Cruze make their debut in the sim as part of the 2022 Season 2. Feel what it's like to handle more than 400 horsepower from a 6.8-liter V8 engine and more than 500 with push to pass. Take on the challenge of your favorite tracks, from our premier circuit at Interlagos to your favorite road and street courses around the world, with a car unlikely any you've ever driven. It takes a special set of skills to get the most out of these cars. See if you're up for the task.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the NASCAR iRacing Series right here on Sim Speed Network. My name is JD Smith. With me tonight is Kane Kraft as we get ready to bring you action from Martinsville. The half-mile paperclip, as it's been called in the past, is going to be our battleground for tonight's event. Kane, welcome to the show. How are you this evening?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to some short track action here at Martinsville. We always seem to have some really good races here at Martinsville, and we had a good one last week at the short track, so I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, should be great, and it's going to have a beautiful night here at Martinsville, so the sun will be down, as you guys can already see in the sim. It's looking beautiful in iRacing Sim tonight, and hopefully that gives the guys a little bit more grip, and it'll be fun to see how they do. One thing we can always take into consideration here at Martinsville is brakes, brake temperatures. These guys will be on the brakes so much tonight. And with that, guys have to have that brake pedal perfect. They've got to really work it and get that feel just right. Those are literally tenths. I mean, you think of hundreds of seconds. Those are tenths that they can save just by getting that brake just right. And they have to do it so much. And another thing they got to be careful with is getting damage. Now, these cars have proven to be a little bit tougher, actually a lot tougher than the Generation 6 cars that we are used to. These cars are much more durable, and I think that's going to come into play tonight. That is going to save a lot of guys. And hopefully, with that being said, we'll be able to keep the green flag waving a good bit of tonight's race.
Yeah, I think so. I think that there's a chance for some pretty big mistakes here at Martinsville, which will be good for other drivers looking for opportunities because you have to run in there so hard and get on the brakes that I think we will see some mistakes under braking, which will allow some opportunities down the road.
Absolutely, that is. And we got about 2 minutes left in qualification. As always, qualifying is important, but extremely important here at Martinsville. This can be a tough track to pass, even though it's a short track and you can make some ground up with things like pit stops and other ways. It can be difficult to move through a large section of the field. So, really, to get that good advantage, you obviously want to get that pole position. And right now, it's Garrett Maines on the top of the chart. We'll see if that can hold. A beautiful onboard footage here of a classic Ford Motorcraft livery right there. This is a beautiful shot. Getting a great look at the track. Not only the layout, if you guys are unfamiliar with Martinsville, and most everybody is, but if you're not, that's a great look at what these guys will be looking at for tonight's event. And that is Garrett Lowe. I wanted to correct myself. I said Garrett Maines, I think, a minute ago. I did. Garrett Maines was in the pole position for now. That is Garrett Lowe. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way. I will mix them up at least one more time tonight. So might as well just go ahead and get one of them out of the way. Beautiful Wood Brothers paint scheme right there on the number 21 there of Garrett Lowe. Here's John Jr. Hathaway, and let's see, he ran a 19.1 for Hathaway. That put him fourth best, guys. So that puts the 28 machine fourth best. That's one of the Ryco Motorsports Chevy Camaros, and Hathaway happy to sit in the fourth spot. So with about 15 seconds left, these guys are putting those final laps in. And we'll get you guys the rundown in just a second for tonight's start. And it looks like Garrett Maines is going to be the pole sitter, guys. So another pole for Garrett Maines in the ChevyLiners.com Chevrolet. And here is your starting grid for tonight's event. It is on the front row with Garrett Maines. It'll be Chad Klinger in the 11 car. To row 2 we go. In the 87 car, it's going to be Noah Bitts with John Hathaway Jr. on the outside. In row 3 tonight, it'll be Cody Turlind and Alex Murray. As we move back to the 4th row, it's Jay Jensen and Aaron Riolo. Row 5 will be Jonathan Oshalem and Jake Matheson. In the 6th row, it'll be Garrett Lowe with Joseph Pisciotto. Back to row 7, it's Jordan Harlow and Justin Levine. Row 8 will be Brooks Dirting with Keith Bridgman. In row 9, it'll be Wesley Pistoli and Jonathan Jordan. As we move back to 10 through 12, guys, the rows will be Andrew Miller, Kyle Rochelle. That'll be Alan Pajari with Nelson Rivera, and behind them in row 12, it's Joshua Campbell and Will Cannon. And then row 13 is Manuel Paredes and Matt Hollabo. Back in row 14, it's Pablo Donoso and Colin Fern. In the 15th row, it is Mark Paget with Stephen Harry. Sorry, Stephen. And the final 2 rows for tonight's race, it'll be Pedro Mega, Stephen Peplinski, John Schaffner, and Joshua Gathright. That is our 17 rows of cars for tonight's event. And we'll be getting ready to go green flag racing here in just a few moments as we anticipate a great race. What a great run we had last week. We're going to see if we can put 2 of them back to back for this beautiful, beautiful series we call the NASCAR iRacing Series. We've got a chance to see some of these guys week after week, and it's been really fun to get to know some of them and some of their tendencies. And boy, has Garrett Maines really shown that he is a top-class driver here in this series. And we'll see if he's able to continue that run, or will he be dethroned. That is going to be one of the things we'll be keeping a top story for tonight's event as we follow the iRacing pace car right now to get us our 2 laps in. And we should be able to go green flag racing in just a moment. In fact, we'll see if we can get the 1 to go. I don't know. It looks like the lights are already off on the pace car. And we'll see. Let's take a look at some things for tonight's event, just to see if we can get that graphic popped up here. Or no graphic, that's okay, because I don't know all the details myself, so that's all right. We'll find out. We got 200 laps, we know that. So here we go, guys. We'll be tightening the field up here as you see the guys getting side by side, and we are one to go till green. Yeah, beautiful half mile. You know, you got Bristol, Kane, and you got the high banks of Bristol. Not the case here at Martinsville. These guys really going to have to rely on braking here. Got to get on those brakes. You got to hit that brake marker perfect, and you can't lock them up. It's going to be very, very important tonight as you see the pace car duck down to pit road. And here we are, guys. It's going to be up to Garrett Maines to get the field going. And there he goes, a big jump from the 31, and we are green flag racing from Martinsville. Already coming down into 3 and 4, Garrett Maines will take the field and lead lap 1 as he comes out of turn 4. Guys shuffling for position. As you will see, guys will be fighting for that inside line. Traditionally, riding the inside line here is the place you want to be. You do not want to get hung up to dry on the outside line. And already we got our first yellow flag of the race, guys. So our first caution of the race, you see the 08 turn sideways there. That is Will Cannon, and our first caution of the evening. All right, guys, so Will Cannon going to bring out the first caution of the race, and
Just like we seen a lot last week, just getting on the gas a little too heavy coming out of the turn, spun the car around right in front of the field. He was pretty lucky not to get more damage. He was close to the back, but still there was about 10 cars or so that was able to get around him without issue. We do got a car in the pits though. Maybe a little contact from that machine, I'm not sure.
yeah, good question, Kane.
It's Keith Bridgman and Joshua Campbell in the pits as well. Maybe just noticed right off the bat that their setup wasn't quite right, but I do see some damage there, looks like, on the side of that 25 machine, Joshua Campbell machine.
Fantastic. One of the positives about yellow flags here at Martinsville is they go by quickly. We should be getting the one to go here in just a moment. Garrett Maines and the ChevyLiners.com Chevrolet leading the way. Behind him, it is the 87 of Noah Bitts, who will be sitting on the outside of row 1 for the restart. Behind him, it'll be John Hathaway Jr. in the 28 Ryco Motorsports Chevy. And then as we get behind him, it looks to be Jay Jensen, Cody Terlind, Chad Kling, Aaron Riolo. I had those out of order. My fault there. It's actually Chad Klinger. But here we go, guys, side by side as the lights are out on the iRacing pace car. We will be going back green flag racing this time. And check out, when we watch this restart, the importance of finding that inside line, guys. Watch how quickly guys try to settle in and find their spot on that inside line. Here we go, guys. A beautiful restart there. A great jump there for Garrett Maines. And watch the fight for the inside line. Oh, contact there made with the number 70 machine, and they're going to go 3 wide there. The 80R Gaming Ford Mustang of Aaron Riolo there and Alex Murray. That was a very close run there with those gentlemen, and Aaron Riolo able to be just fine after the contact. And here we go, another guy's getting caught up on that high line, trying to make their way down. Garrett Lowe finds his way in. He'll file in behind Alex Murray. So cars starting to single file out and get settled in. In the meantime, Garrett Maines with about a 4 to 5 car length lead over Noah Bitts for the lead. Yeah,
Garrett
this is what
Maines
you
has
want.
definitely got things figured out on the short track. Last week, he just was pulling away from everybody so much, and this week, starting to see the same kind of thing. 4 or 5 car lengths already, just in a few laps.
Right now, Joshua Oshalom got hung out on the outside in the JD Motorsports Toyota Camry, and he's lost 1, possibly 2 positions, but he'll get a good run on the 99 as the 99 got loose. That's Brooks Dirting, and the yellow comes out, guys, for the second time today, and we will get you guys a replay as soon as we can and find out exactly what just happened to bring out. That's Noah Bitts, a huge incident. He was running in the 2nd position on restart and 3rd, I believe, at the time of the incident. Here we go with your iRacing replay. This is absolutely huge. You see him in 2nd place right there, guys, in the 87 frontline machine. Gets the back end spun around. Hey, that's one thing we did not talk about. With the newer, lower profile tires, these cars get sent around so much easier. You don't get as much warning time as we did with thicker sidewalls with the Gen 6 car. And I'm sure that's modeled in sim. And if that is the case, that may have been a possibility of why Noah Bitts lost it there. He carried too much speed through the turn. The back end, he got on the accelerator a little bit too early, and it sent the back end around. It happens, and especially, I believe that is something we will see in real-world racing this weekend as well, something these guys have got to be careful of in the event tonight. So with that being said, guys, here it is. You see Noah Bitts heading down pit road, the 87. He's going to try to get at least some new tires put on that car, but with everything that just happened, to get that front line Mustang down there, to get the team to freshen up the car, especially if any adjustments need to be made. Obviously, it didn't feel comfortable there. He had great pace. He was running 2nd. I don't understand. You know, it's just one of those things. He lost it. So we'll see if he can get back out there. He's got the rest of the race. He's got over 100 and 86 laps to get the job done, or about 184 once we get back going. So his day is definitely not over, and now it's going to be up to him to try to get this race back in order.
Driver that's missing this week that had a good run last week, Maggie, dropped out right at the end of the race last week, and we didn't know why.
Yeah, Maggie McGuire.
McGuire, thank you. I was searching my brain for her last name and couldn't find it, but Maggie McGuire dropped out last week right at the end after having such a great race. Found out later on that it was her VR headset that went disconnected on her.
Oh, what a bummer. That is no good at all. I hate to hear that about Maggie. How about Mark Paget? Started in 29th position, Kane. He currently is in 23rd. That is really good when you consider most of these laps have been under caution. So we'll keep an eye on the O2 Caterpillar. He had a decent race last week as well. And we'll see if Paget can get up here and make some noise. So the cars are starting to get side by side as we get ready to get things back going again. The lights are off on the iRacing pace car, so that means we are 1 to go. Your grid's going to look like this. Garrett Maines with John Hathaway Jr., and behind him the 11 machine of Chad Klinger, and to the outside it'll be the Ryco Motorsports Mustang of Cody Turlind. Behind him the 22 Ryco Toyota of Jay Jensen. Here we go, guys, back green flag racing as Garrett Maines jumps out to a good lead. Here comes the 28. He ran it in a little bit hot, and Hathaway Jr. got stuck up on the high side. That may cost him. He's got the 11 down on the inside. That's Chad Klinger. Klinger with a gorgeous paint scheme there. Absolutely love it up there. Popped up into 2nd place, and that is right where Klinger wants to be. Cody Turlind battling it out right now with the 09 of Jake Matheson. Matheson has tied up on the high side. He'll have to file in, and he'll do so. Right now, the 70 machine is the next car that's stuck up on that high side. He's battling hard with the 21 Ford Motorcraft machine, and that is Garrett Lowe. Garrett Lowe fighting right now. The yellow is going to come out again, and it'll be the third time that flag does pop out for us, guys. So unfortunately, some troubles getting tonight's event going. And I see the 30 machine up high up there is Jordan Harlow, and I believe that is part of our caution. It is. It's going to be Jordan Harlow, also the JD Motorsports Mustang of Jonathan Oshalom in this one, guys. And it looked like Oshalom was just kind of a bystander there. The 30 looks like he got loose maybe and went up into him. We'll take another look on the broadcast here as you're looking at the replay now.
Yeah, it looked like the 8 car went in just way too hot and made contact with that 30 machine, sent him around and right back up the track into the 8 machine.
Yeah, here's another look on board. Look ahead right now as you're looking at the band made. Now, was contact just made there? I was not even looking as good as I should have been there, and I wasn't looking for contact. But if there was contact, that would explain that a little better.
Yeah, he went in just a little hot. I'm sure he probably...
Let's look for contact here, Kane. Here is the 8 JD Motorsports Camry. And let's see if Oshalom does get into the back there. It was close. I don't know if that was, it wasn't officially contact as far as visually, but in the sim, that may have counted as contact. The hit boxes can be tricky online. So that was very, very close. Hard to call. And either way, the damage is done, and the caution is out for the 3rd time today. So we're going to re-rack them and see if we can get restarted. There's a look at Noah Bitts, guys. He gets the lucky dog, and I'm sure he is extremely happy to get that. So the 87 Frontline Mustang going to get back on the lead lap. Remember, last caution was brought out due to the 87 spinning around. So he is going to be very happy to get back on this lead lap and with plenty of time to get back up towards the front of the field. He was in 2nd place at the time he spun out. So we'll keep an eye on Noah throughout the race to see his progress on reclaiming his spot. There is Klinger there in the number 11. Beautiful paint. Love that. Absolutely gorgeous paint. And love the charcoal gray with the aqua blue. It's just something about it. I really like that. All right, guys, so Garrett Maines following the pace car. We'll see if we get the 1 to go this time. I do believe we will. And, yeah, the guy's going to start lining back up, tightening the grid up, and we should get the 1 to go. We do. All right, so get them back tightened up. It's going to look like this up at the front. Garrett Maines and Chad Klinger. Followed by John Hathaway Jr. and Jay Jensen. Behind them, it'll be the 09 of Jake Matheson and Aaron Riolo. Let's get them ready, guys. Here we are, already down the backstretch here at Martinsville. It happens in a hurry. That's the thing about Martinsville. It doesn't take long. And there's the pace car heading down pit road. So it's up to Garrett Maines to get the field back going again. He's had 3 good starts on the restarts. Let's see if he gets a 4th. He does. Beautiful start there for Garrett Maines. Now, last time the P2 car went in too hot. That was the 28 machine. And this time the 11 does not do so. So Hathaway Jr. should file into 3rd. He will. The 22 behind him of Jay Jensen's going to come up. And here comes the 52. Went in a little too hot there. He's trying to make a move on the high side. And it's just not enough grip up there, guys. We've seen several guys try to do that, and it's hurt them. And you see right there, Jake Matheson in the 52 went in too hot. He's stuck up on that outside line. It's so difficult from that outside line to try to make any moves. If you're smart, you just try to hang in there until you can file in the line. See, if I was him, I'd go ahead and file in. He could have, but he decided not to there, and that may hurt him. Right now, he's battling with the 40 machine of Alex Murray. Finally, Matheson files in. But you see what I'm saying? It's so difficult to pass on the outside, especially at this point in the race. Now, later in the race, maybe. we'll see. We'll see if there's enough rubber that's laid down by that point. Right now, another car stuck up on the high side is the 31 machine of Matt Hollabo. He's back there listed in 14th place, and he is sandwiched in between Brooks Dirting and Kyle Rochelle.
Contact. That's going to send him around right in front of the 22 machine.
And we're still green, guys. This is absolutely massive. So still green flag racing at the moment. This is going to pile some cars up and really hurt several drivers. One driver that was massively impacted by this was the 02 of Mark Padgett. He had to completely come to a stop almost and lost a lot of the positions that he had just gained back. So he's going to regroup and try to come back up through the field. But a lot of guys, Andrew Miller, Manuel Paredes, Pedro Mega, a lot of these guys were having to watch out. Here's another car going to go around. It's the 24 with the big gut Mustang, and that will bring the caution out. So a lot of cars coming around. Here's Noah Bitts involved again, guys. Unfortunate, innocent bystander. And this is how quick things can go awry here at Martinsville. And we're going to have to look at several replays. But this one started there with the 24 machine. And that is so unfortunate there, as that is the 24 of Alan Pajari in the big gut. For real men have big guts Mustang. And that is not what he wanted, I know. And that is so unfortunate. And there's your replay right there. You see just how quickly things can get out of control. And several guys involved in this. Let's take another look if we can. Well, we're already off the replay, so we are back live. But we're going to get another look. I'm just greedy with the replays. I like to get several views of it on an incident like this. And there you see it was contact. So this is from Colin Fern on board. So Colin Fern actually gets into the back of Pajari there. So the blame not to be put on Pajari in that instance. And so my apologies there to Alan Pajari, as he got tapped from the back and it sent him around. There you're looking at Garrett Lowe in the 21 Ford Motorcraft Mustang, and going to come out in front of the 52 there. And that is a great stop there for the 21 team.
Going to go on a replay of Noah Bitts on board here. See how things played out for Noah.
Yeah, Noah's trying to regain all those spots. Oh, and a car just comes down into him. A contact from another car into the contact pushed another car down into him. That is so unfortunate because he has got a fast car. He just pushed a little too hard, and look at how much it's affected his race. He overdrove. He got on the accelerator, sent the car around for our second caution of the race, and look at it's cost him another incident. This was not his fault, and an innocent bystander. Very tough there for Noah.
Yeah, some required repairs there is going to keep him in the pit box for quite a while.
And I hate to see that, because that is possibly a guy that could have possibly got up there and battled for this win here. And that is a tough break for him and a hard pill to swallow. But as you know as well as I do, Kane, that is part of racing.
Yeah, Joshua Campbell was involved in the very first wreck of the night. And I thought that one got away pretty clean. But he lost 12 laps to his wreck. He's down 15 or so now. And was stuck in that pit box for a long time for repairs. So even though the speeds ain't that high here, the wrecks are pretty brutal.
Yeah, one thing we mentioned was how quick these yellow flags are. In fact, we are already 1 to go here, guys. We're going to be going back green flag racing here. But one thing is you get in that pit stall and you lose laps so fast. So it doesn't take much to go many laps down here at Martinsville. All right, guys, front row is going to be Garrett Maines with John Hathaway Jr. this time. And so Hathaway back up into second place in the 28. That's the Ryco Motorsports Chevrolet. And here we go, guys. Garrett Maines gets a great jump out of the gate. And we got a good push here from the 22 behind the 28. He's going to come and try to get in front of Chad Klinger. That's going to be hard to do on the outside line. He's got a good run, though, down the backstretch here at Martinsville. Going to come down into turn 3. Is he going to push too hard? That is always seems to be the problem. But you see the advantage. Contact made. He did try to push it, and luckily Klinger was able to keep stable. And that actually is going to hurt the 22. He could have got down behind Klinger, and now he's going to have to try to do it by getting in front of the 09, and that is going to be dangerous. Good job, though, as he is able to get it down in front of Cody Turlin. That is Jay Jensen who was able to do so. So a good job. That's the first
teammate. He might have let him down.
I think you may be right, Kane. He may have, but it's so hard to pass on the outside. If that wasn't his teammate, I would definitely say that was the first time we've seen a successful pass on the outside. But I think you're right. I think he did allow him to come down so there wouldn't be an incident. Garrett Maines out to another big lead here, guys. He has just done nothing but dominate since the drop of the green flag. And we'll see if we can get a good green flag run going here. We can get these cars spread out enough where we can actually start to get some good racing here at Martinsville. It can happen. Side by side right now is Colin Fern, the battle for 11th. He just moves ahead of Steven Poplinski. So good job there from Colin Fern to move up a spot.
Watching the 21 Wood Brothers machine, he took tires on this last pit stop. And so I'm curious to see, after 40-some laps, that should really be a gain for him. He should be able to move up through the field pretty good, knowing not too many others came in and got tires.
Well, you would think so, but so many of those 42 laps have been under yellow. Guys should have some still pretty fresh tires. So, I mean, it's a little advantage, but I don't think it's going to be quite as good as he would hope. He did get a spot there, and we're going to, 89 almost got up into the 52 there. But let's see if he can chew up the 99 here. He's got a great run right now, and if he can do so, he's back there listed in 14th at the moment. He's fighting for 13th here. He's got a good run. He's going to maybe get the inside line. He does. The 99 will have to let him by there, and a great job there from Garrett Lowe in the 21 Ford Motorcraft Mustang. Next up on his list is Steven Poplinski, who did have a good pass a moment ago, then lost the spot back to 12th, and Justin Levine is up there in 11th. So we'll see how that pans out with those gentlemen. About a good battle for 8th place right now, or 9th rather, as Joseph Pisciota has fallen back to 10th place as Colin Fern moves up another position. And the caution comes out again, guys, so the 5th caution of the race. And this is becoming quite the trend early in this race. And it looks like Joshua Gathright involved in this one. And we'll see if we can't, Steven Poplinski obviously as well. Let's see if we can't get the good look at this on the replay. We're looking at Steven Poplinski in the 16 machine. There is Garrett Gathright right there, and I don't think any contact was made. What was that all about?
I think he just lost it coming out of the turn, just a little too heavy on the gas. It took him a while. He got halfway down the straightaway before he lost the rear end. That was weird.
Man, guys really having a hard time with this track tonight. Just having a hard time getting in a groove. And hopefully the guys can find that groove, but guys get aggressive. And that's the thing about short track racing. It can be very aggressive. And this is the consequences of getting so aggressive, though.
Lucky for the Tennessee Vols machine, just cleared that wreck and no contact. That's Wesley Pistoli has really done a good job getting through the field today.
And there you see the 16 headed down pit road for repairs, and that is an unfortunate stop that he has to make. Looking at Joshua Gath right there. And you see him right there. Oh man, look at that replay again. There's the 16 and oh,
Man, that
or
was
the
double
89 is
contact sandwiched right in between those two. That
nowhere to
was
go.
horrible.
Just nowhere to go. Man, I hate to see that. All right, guys. So with that being said, Garrett Maines, your leader, has went down pit road, and he had a 15.1 second pit stop. So the 31 is back out currently in 13th, and that means the 28 is your current leader right now. Now he is not pit yet, so the 28 is going to lead the field back green flag racing here in just a few moments. And it's going to give you guys kind of a look of what we'll be looking at for the restart here. We should be getting the one to go in just a moment. But it's John Hathaway Jr. going to lead us back with Chad Klinger, Jay Jensen, Cody Turlind, Alex Murray, Wesley Pistole, who Kane just mentioned a moment ago, in the Tennessee Volunteers Mustang, Garrett Lowe in the 21 Motorcraft Ford, and then Jake Matheson. Just some of the guys we got at the top of the field here as we do get the one to go. And it's all going to be up to John Hathaway Jr. to get the field back going. Green flag racing.
So Garrett Maines has got the freshest tires of the top 7 cars. Garrett Lowe, rather, has got the freshest tires of the top 7 cars. But he does got some laps on him, so I don't know if it'll be that big of an advantage or not.
And troublesome start there for a second. I was worried about the restart there for Hathaway Jr. was not a great restart. And he will finally hold the lead okay, but he's got some pressure immediately. He's got a Toyota Camry in the rear view. That is Jay Jensen in the 22. Here comes Chad Klinger behind him. And 09 going to have contact from the 21. The caution will wave immediately. And almost some more contact. Good job there to stay out of that one. That could have been more. But yeah, that's the 09 of Cody Turlind, guys. And that'll bring out the 6th or 7th caution of the night. And this bad run of cautions continues. Yeah, you go in with just too much speed on that high side. It doesn't take much for that back end to step out.
Yeah, and there may have been a little contact from the 21 machine, but he was down low, just not down low. And
Yeah.
the 9 car was trying to hold it down as low as he could.
To
And
me, to me, I don't hold the 21 at fault there. I don't think he was high enough to where it was really a major problem. Let's take one more look if we can. Here you see right now. I mean, let's watch. Let's see the race line and see. He did come up more than I thought he did. So that's borderline right there. He did come up. I didn't realize how much he had come up.
yeah, and Cody Turlind was holding down just as low as he possibly could, so there just wasn't much room there.
Yeah, and at this point, at this early in the race, you know, maybe you want to give yourself more room. If you're the guy on the high side, maybe you want to, just because you're holding a lot of trust in your fellow drivers, and yeah, that can happen.
This is I think, probably the first time in the NASCAR iRacing series that we've seen Cody Turlind. Sorry, I was looking for his name and couldn't find it. Racing here in the top split with us, and good to see him in the server. We've seen him every week in the winter iRacing series, but I think this is one of the first times we've seen him in this series. And we're missing our Australian driver this week.
Who's that?
Oh,
Well, we should get the one to go this time, guys, and we will. So we'll be going back green flag racing as John Hathaway Jr. will be taking us back green flag racing in the 28 Ryco Motorsports machine. And to the outside, he's got a teammate, the 22 of Jay Jensen, followed by Klinger, Murray, Matheson, Lowe, Pistoli, Mega, Oshalem, and Paredes. Here we go, guys. Pace car is down. And here it is. It's all up to Hathaway to take us back green flag racing. Let's hope for a good green run, guys. Oh, man. Good start on the outside from Jay Jensen. He is able to maintain. Now, let's see how he does this from the outside. He has an opportunity to come in and hold two. He makes the smart move, files in, and he should stay right where he is. He's got P2 down. Here's the 22 up on the high side. Can he find a slot, or will he continue to fall? He's going to end up battling it out with this car below him. That's the 31 machine of Jonathan Oshalem. I believe, actually, I may have that wrong.
Matt Hollabo in the 31 machine.
Thank you, Kane. As I said that, I had a big old thing come on my screen, and because I clicked off the screen and it went away. So there we
I had
go.
the same thing happen when I was trying to think of the Australian driver.
Here comes a move. The 70 of Aaron Riolo going to try to get inside of Wesley Pistoli and will do so. Oh, leave him some room there. Yeah, there we go. Riolo left him a little room there. So the 70 and Wesley Pistole and the number 16 Tennessee Volunteers Mustang battling it out. Here comes the 91, Joseph Pisciota. And Pisciota has the 91 Mustang down on the inside line. He's cutting it beautifully. He'll move up a position. Also, here comes the number 8. So C. Pistole has got to get that car off the high line. He's running it very high through the turn as well. And Jonathan Oshalem in the JD Motorsports Toyota Camry going to make the pass as well. Here comes the 33 machine of Justin Levine. He'll make the pass. So Wesley Pistole has got to find a way down on that inside line, as he can loses literally 4 positions, possibly 5, as here comes another one right there. That is the 31 of Matt Hollabo we were talking about a few moments ago. So there it is, the 31 Vision Chevrolet making a pass as well. Here comes the 22 of Manuel Paredes in the 22 Betson Chevrolet. Finally, Pistole files in, and he files in front of Brooks Dirting in the 99. That is a tough run there from Wesley Pistole, who was in the top 10 and fell out. He is all the way back in 16th, guys. That is a tough run. He did a great job earlier of moving up through the field, and just got a prime example of what can happen when you get stuck on the outside here at Martinsville.
Garrett Lowe has made his way from 7th up into the 3rd during those battles we were watching midfield. Garrett Lowe has been passing cars to get up into that 3rd spot, now trying to track down Jay Jensen in the 2nd place position.
And right there, kind of a scary moment as John Hathaway Jr. and Jay Jensen make it around Joshua Gathright, some lap traffic. But it was a little hairy. Here comes Garrett Maines making a run now on the 22. We're going to go 3 wide for a moment as they go around the lap traffic as well. Garrett Maines has a gorgeous pass down on the inside line. 21 getting a little loose on the midline. And Jake Matheson coming up behind him in the 25. This is a great run here, but things got a little shaky there for just a moment, as things tend to do here at Martinsville, as we've seen several yellow flags, and these guys are trying to get into a great rhythm here. And it looks like we may be starting to settle down, hopefully. And right now, your race leader is the 28 Ryco Motorsports machine of John Hathaway Jr. What you got, Kane?
Garrett Lowe just got so loose right in front of traffic, threw him to the outside line, and now he's just falling down the field.
Yeah, we're having some issues with lap traffic coming through this field as well. The 26 of Andrew Miller, a little scary moment there. So lap traffic, some of these guys are really slow through the field compared to some of the fast guys. and it's causing some issues. Right now there's a scary cars as they really coming through here as we're coming by Joshua Gathright, and really hairy there is Justin Levine, Joseph Pisciota, and Aaron Riolo all came through a moment ago. Here comes some more, Oshalom and Matt Hollabo, but they went 3 wide, and what was so scary was you had a lap car on the inside and a lap car on the outside. The field was literally going single file through the middle. That is never ideal.
Garrett Maines now making his way up to the second spot. Going to go side by side with Jay Jensen, who was holding the second spot. Garrett Maines on fresh tires as of the last pit stop. Jay Jensen and John Hathaway have not pit for fresh tires yet. So some really fresh tires for that 31 machine's going to get him up through this field, I'm pretty sure.
Well, guys, even with all the cautions we have had, we are only 25 short laps from the halfway mark, and so we have been moving along. Even though we've had the cautions, the laps have been moving along, and the race is starting to get hairy. You got to get these positions made up. If you're in the back of the field, you got to find a way to move forward, and that's what's so hard. You got guys that are pushing, but you can't get too aggressive because we've seen what happened.
Garrett Lowe's stuck in that outside line. He's got the 11 machine of Klinger to the inside, and Colin Fern that's really racy behind him, trying to get down there. And Colin Fern's car is pretty beat up. Is that Colin Fern's car?
It is,
Yeah.
and it is very beat up. And right now, Garrett Lowe stuck up on that high side, and that's not a good place for the 21 Motorcraft Mustang to be. And you'll see him lose those. And here comes another one, the 40 machine coming up beside him right now, going to get a pass. That's Alex Murray. And Alex Murray running up in the now seventh position. And he comes across the start-finish line. Great job there from Alex Murray.
Garrett Maines has taken over that number 1 spot, as we figured he would do with those fresher tires. And now he's just racing through the lap traffic.
Yeah, he's got Jonathan Jordan in front of him, and it should go right by him, no problem. Always scary, though. Woo! And we're going to have a replay of that pass for the lead on your screen right now, guys. Take a look as you see a great look there of Garrett Maines making that pass for the lead, and he is right back where he wants to be. And here we go, guys. Klinger right now up ahead of Colin Fern. Fern down to the inside. Got a great run down the backstretch here at Martinsville. Going to take it down into turn 3. And a beautiful pass, even with the beat-up race car, as aerodynamics are not quite as big here at Martinsville. So that damage not seeming to be very much of any trouble for him at all. And he makes that look easy. Gorgeous pass there from Colin Fern. And here comes Alex Murray there in the 40. We'll see if he can get that Mustang up there and get around Klinger. Yeah, Chad Klinger right now, he's been running around 3rd and 4th most of the race. He's fallen back to 6th place at the moment, and I'm wondering if he is searching for grip. It seems like the guys he is racing tend to have a bit more grip in the turns than he's having, so I'm wondering if it's about time for him to think about heading down pit road.
Well, we've got some green flag laps under us. I want to take just a second to thank everybody for watching here on YouTube and on Facebook. If you would take just a second, let us know who you're rooting for down in the comment section.
And I'm going to mute my phone. I want to apologize for dinging every second over here, guys. My phone's ding, ding, getting updates. Garrett Maines has caught some of the traffic here, guys. as he's going to make it around Stephen Harry, who's running back there in 24th position. Josh Campbell in 30th position in front of him. Kyle Rochelle, also Nelson Rivera. Nelson Rivera was running a little bit higher earlier. He was in one of the incidents, I believe, earlier. And, yeah, unfortunate for him. He started the race in 22nd, and the 22 car runs in 28th at the moment.
Now, this has been a pretty tough race for a lot of drivers as we flip through these cars, seeing so much damage on the track tonight.
Yeah, especially for Noah Bitts. I feel bad for him. He started 3rd place, guys, was running 2nd at the time he spun around and started to work his way back up through the field. However, he got caught up in the 2nd or 3rd caution of the race, and now he's 20 laps down back in 31st, and it just feel bad. He had tremendous pace here, and who knows what he could have done had he not had that initial spin.
Yeah, the same can be said for Stephen Poplinski, who was having a really good race, and hard contact to Stephen Poplinski did some pretty significant damage, and he finds himself 21 laps down.
Yeah, tough break. Couple other updates for you guys. Wesley Pistole in the number 16 Tennessee Volunteers Mustang has fallen back to 19th place. He was up in the top 10, really pushing, getting very close to the 24 there. Alan Pajari in trouble earlier, had some contact from the rear that spun him out. Also, another update, Mark Paget in the number 02 Caterpillar Chevrolet with some damage to that car on the front end, not a whole lot. Oh, and the caution is going to come out, guys, so we do have our next caution. And we had a nice little green flag run there for a little while, but the caution does wave before we reach the halfway point. And it looks like Brooks Dirting going to be involved in this one, making contact, close to being contact with the inside barrier. And we'll see where the origin of this one was. I think he just got loose, and he did. And, man, I'm surprised they threw the caution for that. That was close to probably not being a caution. Yeah, that had to be very close to not being a caution, because the car didn't get turned around per se. It just went past a certain degree, and that triggered the caution. So here you go, you guys see the 99 there. Here's a replay. Let's see if we can't get a look here at what happened. He was on exit, tires spinning a bit too much, and he saved it from any damage other than the locking of the tires. But yeah, unfortunately brought the caution out. So
I'm with you,
guys
man.
will re-rack and try
That's
again.
a surprising caution.
Yeah, it is. I know it's, you know, an automatic algorithm that if your car turns so many degrees, it'll bring it out. But it did. It's out, and so the guys are kind of getting a caution right near the halfway mark to do what they need to do. So I think it's a good time to come down pit road, and we should see several guys do so. And we'll see how they come out on the other side.
I think most drivers did come down and get some fresh tires.
Yeah, it looks like they did. You see all the last pit stop lap at 94. Those were who just pit. So really everybody either stopped at lap 94 or 93 that's in the top 16. So just keep that in mind. That is what we're looking at, and we should be getting back to green flag racing in about a lap or two. We'll keep an eye on the pace car.
It's looking like they can make it all the way on fuel from here. It would be a hard push on tires, but they can make it on fuel.
Yeah, and that is one to go, guys. So we are going to get the one to go. And several cars do go around the pace car here, so they're going to try to get to the back, lap around. Wave, 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 wave around. And that will leave Garrett Maines in the lead. And it'll be up to Garrett Maines and the ChevyLiners.com Chevrolet to get this thing restarted. And to his side, he has Jay Jensen with Jake Matheson behind him. Also, Colin Fern up there in the top 4. He's on the outside of row 2. Here goes Garrett Maines. Great restart for the 31. Behind him, Jay Jensen going to come in beautifully, winning a little too hard into the... Yeah, he drove in really hard. That's going to cost him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Throwing another car because here comes cars around as that is Chad Klinger gets spun around. And it also was Garrett Lowe involved in that one, I believe. And that is so unfortunate, as that was close to not being anything, and it just got out of hand there. And it started with the 22 going in too hard. Some guys tried to avoid it. Then the 21 got loose and got into Chad Klinger, and that is so unfortunate. It had some nasty contact behind Garrett Lowe, where we had Will Cannon involved and Pablo Donoso with nasty contact. And that is just not what we wanted to see there. Very unfortunate. And we'll take a look at the iRacing replay. And while you guys are checking on the replay, I'll be right back with you.
Hey, see there that the 21 machine, Garrett Lowe, just got loose, made contact, and man, that trickled down clear to the back of the field. Who was that back there in that 10 machine? Oh, Pablo Donoso. He got seriously knocked around. So let's take a look at the replay again. We'll watch Pablo Donoso. Here as he comes up on, oh, we had it, car come down from the top, make contact with him, just kind of reverse of what we've seen up at the front of the field. And spins both those guys around. Oh, Will Cannon, his poor car is pretty beat up, but still haven't making forward momentum. We see the Colin Fern machine up at the front. It's beat up pretty good too, but he's up in the top 3. So some damage isn't going to hurt you too much here, but we've seen a lot of damage here tonight. That's going to knock Will Cannon out of the race. His car was still making some pretty good forward momentum, so that maybe frustration, or maybe it was pulling real hard or something, and he knew he wasn't going to be able to finish very good, so he went ahead and retired the race. But so far, 4 drivers have retired the race. Several drivers laps down. At least 10 drivers are down a lap or more. Lights are off on the pace car. Garrett Maines bringing us around to green. Colin Fern's not going to get down. He's going to get hung out on the outside. That's going to allow Matheson to get up side by side with him. And that is going to be passed done for Matheson, but he goes wide. That's going to let Jay Jensen in there. Jay Jensen's may have just enough room to hold Matheson to the outside, and he does. With more crashing, I can hear him in the back. Matthew Holleberg, Chad Klinger again. Looked like a big pile up back there. Wow, we'll have to get a replay on that one. Yellow flag is out again. Jay's got the replay up. We're going to follow the 22 machine of Manuel Paredes. Oh, that was a little further back, but he gets, because of the wreck high, he goes low. There was a car under him that spins him around right in front of the field, and yeah, that was half of it, but some pretty good damage there for Paredes. Here we go, another look. We'll follow the 19 machine of Pedro Mega as he goes wide, makes contact with the outside car. That sends him loose back and forth right into Wesley Pistoli, and of course that caused the incident we watched just before, and about 4 to 6 cars that were pretty significantly impacted by that one. On board with Wesley Pistoli, kind of see where everything started. Hard on the brakes from Wesley Pistoli and minimizes the damage there. Just slight contact. And yeah, boy, it's been a tough race tonight here at Martinsville. Lap down count is still at 10 so far. 10 cars, 1 or more laps down. And 4 cars out of the race for good. I think anyone who didn't take tires on that last caution, I think there was at least one driver who stayed out for the wave around, will go in and get tires on this caution. Lights are out one more time on the pace car. Garrett Main's going to bring us around for the green flag. He's got John Hathaway Jr. there with him. Garrett Lowe, Alex Murray, Aaron Riolo, Justin Levine, and Matt Hollabaugh. Garrett Maines launches. Another good launch from Garrett Maines. Hathaway is going to get down in second. Garrett Lowe has the inside. He's safe in third. Alex Murray in fourth. Going to try to get to the inside of Garrett Lowe. Not going to happen. The race is going to be for fifth. Looks like Alex Murray, Justin Levine, Aaron Riolo. Aaron Riolo not able to get down. He's trying to race these guys on the outside, but just don't think there's going to be enough there on the outside. Joseph Pisciota is going to get past, and Chad Klinger now going to be next to Riolo. He's going to move Riolo down one more spot. Now Riolo can get down and get safe down into 9th spot.
Ooh, that was a little bit fun for there for a second. Could have got interesting there for a second.
Yeah, I see Mark Pageant just behind those guys. He's now stuck on the outside, but he had made his way back up into the 10th spot. So Mark Pageant's one of those drivers that we see that can make his way back up to the front of the field each and every week. He has a good run, gets up to the front of the field. A lot of times something else happens that knocks him back, but he is good at getting through the field.
Oh, we're going to stack up here, guys. Just as Wesley Pistole was about to make a move on Mark Paget, we get another caution. And
That's
the cars
cleaner.
stack up, so we're gonna take another look at that to see exactly what just happened, because this happened in a big spot in the field. So here's the iRacing replay right now, guys. Looking at Klinger here. Let's see what happens with the number 11. And you see him up there on that high line. The 70 comes up into him. Simple as that. He gets sent around. It backs up the field. And oh, poor Noah Bitts. He gets in one again, and he's just been an innocent bystander now twice. And I don't think there's too much more damage done to Noah there, but it's still just one of those things. As you see guys coming down pit road to get in their pit stalls. And Garrett Maines leading the way.
Aaron Riolo has a quick text button for the text chat that says, "That was my bad." That's if you have to have a hot button for "Oops, that was my fault." I don't.
Oh, so a blown engine is what we're hearing from our race director, or our broadcast director, Jay Kennedy, always keeping us informed. And there it is, guys. Blown motor there on the number 24 machine. A tough break there. And that is his day is over, guys.
That
And
locked
they-
up the rears when it went. That was a serious lockup.
So Alan Pajari out of the race, guys, and that is so unfortunate. Yeah, blew the old engine up. She's blowing up. Never what you want to hear on race day. All right, guys. So with that being said, let's kind of regroup here and do a little look at what we're looking at here. And following behind the iRacing pace car, it is Garrett Maines, the pole sitter, leading the way. And behind him is John Hathaway Jr., followed by Garrett Lowe. Good for Garrett Lowe to be up here in third. Fourth is Alex Murray, followed by Justin Levine. That's your top five. Behind him, it's Joseph Pisciota with Matt Hollabo. And behind him, it is Jake Matheson. And then 9 and 10 is Aaron Riolo, followed by Jay Jensen. That is your top 10 as we get ready for our restart here, guys. And right now, we are going to be looking for one to go here, and we do get it. So we are one to go as we get ready to go back green flag racing. I do want to take this opportunity to thank everybody that's been part of our broadcast for the past several weeks. It's been fun broadcasting the NASCAR iRacing Series for you guys. We will continue to do so for the rest of the season. So come visit us, come by, leave comments, and like the videos. And show some support, and that way we can continue to support you guys by showing you guys this broadcast each and every week. And here we go, guys, back green flag racing, and let's get these things rocking and rolling as the guys file in here. Let's see if we got more problems, guys, as we got cars up into the wall there. And the caution waves immediately. And, guys, we just cannot get this thing going. Matt Hollabo involved in this one. Jake Matheson. So some guys in the top 10 involved in this. And we're going to see the point of origin for this thing. And I want to say we had some netcode issues or something. I saw some cars disappearing and popping in and out. That may have just been on my screen. So let's see what we see on the replay. Okay, so we're seeing like maybe Jay Jensen did make contact. It was really weird on my screen because the cars disappeared on me and then popped back. And oh, there it is, the contact. Great onboard footage there from Jay Kennedy. Thank you, Jay, for that great footage. That puts things a lot clearer for us. And that is a tough break, guys. So with 78 laps to go, we go back under the yellow flag, and this has been a very, very, very aggressive race as far as cautions go.
Now, do you think the bigger brake package is allowing these guys to run in, deeper, and so we're just having some troubles with maybe people are a little overconfident going in, and the car's just not stopping like they're thinking it's going to.
That's a great theory, and it may be correct. I'm not sure, Kane. I honestly haven't put a single lap down in this car yet at Martinsville, so I can't honestly uh, say one way or the other. Now, just as an observation, it looks like these guys are getting down in there too heavy. So I would say you may be right. There, we've seen multiple times guys coming in too hot. But I'll tell you what else we've seen. We've seen guys getting back into the accelerator too fast and then spinning the tires and spinning around that way as well. So I really think it goes down to the low profile tires giving not as much feedback, or it's a quicker window. The way I was explained to it, it's a smaller window of that moment where you feel the car about to go. It's already hard in sim racing to begin with because you don't have that what they call seat of the pants or whatever feel of the car as you would in real racing. But even with the real cars, the timing now is so small that we're seeing guys that are great drivers in real world spinning out far more than we typically would, and it'll take them a while to get used to it. And with this being our first real short track as Martinsville, it's so it's its own beast anyways. We're seeing some things that maybe once these guys get really used to these cars would not typically do. And I mean, let me know if I'm off base there, but that's just what I'm piecing together as we do go back green flag racing here, guys. Oh, look at this 3 wide, a little bit further back, but a great battle for second place right now. Garrett Lowe down on the inside, making a great run. And he's going to continue. Here comes the 28, going to try to push it up on the high side. He's going to come in heavy deep. And this time, grip is not a problem. The Ryco Motorsports Chevrolet may actually pull this thing off. He's got a great run down the backstretch here at Martinsville, coming through mid-turn. And he's going to have a good exit here, guys. Let's see if he can pull this off. Garrett Lowe and Hathaway Jr. going to continue to battle it out door to door. And for the first time today, I'm seeing the outside actually work. And I think he may do it. He does, but he comes across a hair too late. I mean, he gets the contact. That'll bring the caution out. That is huge. And that is so unfortunate. He had a gorgeous run on the high side. And that is so unfortunate for Hathaway Jr. there and the number 28 Ryco Motorsports car. I hate to see that because he had the pass. He had it. And I think he was cleared when he checked, and then he wasn't. So let's see how this happened. You're watching the replay right now, and that's the initial caution.
Something
I did
happened
not.
to Jay Jensen right off the start of the race, or that.
Yeah, I did not realize that. We were watching the battle, and yeah, let's watch the 28 car here. See if Jay can get us set up with watching the 28 again. Let's watch this battle right here because there it is right there. You come across the hood and it just wasn't clear. He had it though, or I thought he had it, and apparently he thought he had it too, and unfortunately did not have it cleared. So
the yellow is going to come out anyway from Jay Jensen. I'll bet he's really kicking himself on that one.
Yeah, I know he.
I mean, there's
that.
no way to know that the yellow is coming out at that exact moment, but
Right, but great onboard footage here from
it's
Jay.
so close to having it.
So close. I mean, it's so close. And the thing is, I feel like if had he not tried to come down there, if he would have waited, now, it's no way to know for sure. But I think we would have seen, yeah, he would have maybe went back door to door. But I think on exit, I think he would have got him for sure. So maybe the patience would have paid off. Obviously, in hindsight, being 2020, we know that the caution was going to wave, but he did not know that at the time. And look at just how close that was.
He would have been in a much better starting position on the restart, being third
Oh,
place than being in second.
right. And now he's going to restart way back there compared to anywhere near the top 3. So let's take a look at our restart positions for most of the drivers and just kind of take a look at what we're looking at. Garrett Maines leads the way, guys, and that is what we're looking at. Behind him, it's Garrett Lowe in second place with Alex Murray third, Justin Levine fourth, and look at this, Wesley Pistole up in the top 5 again. What a job from him in the number 16 Tennessee Volunteers Mustang. He's got himself back up here into the top 5. Behind him, it's Colin Fern, Aaron Riolo, Joseph Pisciota, and Mark Paget, followed by Chad Klinger back up in the top 10. So that is what we're looking at, guys. Your top 10 as the lights on the iRacing pace car do go off. We are 1 to go. Back green flag racing. And right now, guys, we are looking at 67 laps to go in this one. And if we could get on a good green flag run, this race would be over in just a short time if we can stay green. So here we go, guys. Garrett Maines immediately getting a good run out of the gates. And here is this beautiful restart. And let's hope for the best.
Colin Fern able to get down to the inside from that outside line.
Yeah,
Watching
good job
back,
there from
Chad
Colin.
Klinger stuck on the outside. Sorry about that.
Here
And
comes
it's-
Colin Fern. He's going to try to make a move and does. Makes quick work of Justin Levine. And we're going to see the Colin Fern in the number 7. It's a very damaged car. I believe it's actually another number. It's so dark I can't see it on screen. Oh, he's going to lose it, Kane, into the wall. It will not bring the caution out. But Colin Fern lost it, and that is what we have seen. Guys getting on it too hard, too aggressive, and then lose it. And he is going to come out right in front of Wesley Pistole there. And Wesley giving it a good run there in the number 16. He falls just outside of the top 5. He's running 6th at the moment. And he is going to try to fight and get this spot back from Colin Fern, and will do so. Colin Fern going to duck down to pit road as he is making I'm assuming, an unscheduled pit stop there for Colin Fern. And that it may be from the contact that was just made with the wall.
Yeah, he may have ended up with a meatball flag, forced him to pit.
Yeah, I think
he's got
that
to pit within 2 or 3 laps after you get one of those.
I think he did get the slang-termed meatball flag. I couldn't tell you the official name of that flag for anything, but we
Must have missed his pit box because he didn't stop and he's right back out.
Okay, so let's keep an eye on Colin there and find out exactly what he is going to have to do. He may have to come back down. Has he missed his pit box? If not, he will be black flagged if he did get the as you said, meatball flag. We'll see. He comes back out and rejoins the track in front of Garrett Lowe, obviously not for position.
And I'm hearing that was a penalty, a drive-through penalty, because he reached the incident limit. And in the series, once you hit a certain incident limit, you get a drive-through penalty. And I don't know if in this series that removes your car from the track if you hit a certain one. We got a yellow flag out on the track again.
Yes, we do. And the poor virtual flagman's arm is getting worn out. I don't know who this is for, Kane, either. And that is very interesting why the caution waved. We'll call it debris on the track, I suppose.
I think Jay found it.
Well, I'm glad Jay found it because I did not see it. And as soon as he's able, I'm sure we'll get some sort of replay. Here it goes. So we're taking a look now at this yellow flag.
Joshua Gathright.
Gathright, the 89. And is it on exit? Getting loose. We've seen it time and time again, guys, getting
right
loose.
in front of Jay Jensen.
Yep. They just don't seem comfortable in the car. The cars are getting upset. They're getting loose and they lose control or get down into another car. It just does not seem like the guys are very comfortable in these cars right now.
Somebody had a Dale Earnhardt flag for their man.
Yeah, I like that. I saw that. I noticed it earlier tonight. No, it just must be something about Martinsville under the lights that's got these guys just shaking. Just can't seem to get the rhythm down that they want as a whole. I mean, we've got a lot of guys running great races out there. We just had some incidents back to back. It makes it hard for some guys to really get going, especially if you have a car that doesn't start performing well until you start getting some actual laps under your tires under green conditions. So, you know, if you have a car that was set up for more of a long run type deal, you are really not liking tonight's event.
Yeah. Now, Jay just cleared up something for me. It's 17 incidents get you a drive-through penalty, which we've seen with Colin Fern, and 25 incident points will pull your car right off the track and you're disqualified.
Gotcha. That was going to be my question. I was like, when you said incident limit, I said, well, when I've always thought of the incident limit, I thought that was it, like you were pulled. But so he has reached the drive-through amount, but not the limit yet. Okay, that makes sense.
He is getting close to the limit, though, so we still got 50 laps.
Yep. Okay, guys, so the iRacing pace car coming around this time. Let's see if we do get the lights off for the 1 to go, if we get the signal for 1 to go. And we do. So we will be going back green flag racing this time, and it's going to look like this. Garrett Maines, Alex Murray on the front row, Justin Levine, Wesley Pistole on the outside of row 2. In the third row, it'll be Aaron Riolo and Jake Matheson to the outside. So here we go, guys. Garrett Maines going to lead the field. And the ChevyLiners.com Chevy Camaro. And the pace car has made the sharp left turn down pit road. And it's going to come down to Garrett Maines to get things rocking and rolling for us, guys, as we restart here from Martinsville Speedway.
A little bit backed up there, about 56th. But everybody's able to, after a little bit of contact, get straightened out. And
Wesley Pistole got hung up on the outside there, looked for an opportunity to come down to the inside line, made a wise decision to stay up. He was not quite clear. It would have been like threading paper between those two cars, and is close to lose. He will lose that position as here comes the 52 of Jake Matheson. Matheson with a great inside dive gets on the inside of the 33 car of Justin Levine. And Matheson going to continue his run. He's going to move up now into the top 3. And that is huge. He's following Alex Murray, who's in second. And, of course, Garrett Maines has jumped out to a massive lead from the drop of the green flag.
Pistole's still stuck on the outside.
And the caution's going to wave again, guys. The caution is going to wave again. And this is just another caution. And this one's going to be Jay Jensen, who was 17th position, I believe, when the caution waved. And this is just a lot of cautions. I'm trying to be nice, but it's a lot of cautions.
That is a lot of cautions. That 22 machine of Jay Jensen looking a little worse for wear. It comes down into the other machine, maybe. That spins him around. Everybody able to miss him, but yeah, it looked like he just came down into that other car. It looked like
yeah, that's just I hate to see all these cautions for these guys. I mean, obviously they're not they're not intentional. It's just unfortunate when you get a race that has so many cautions. It's hard for the field as a whole to really get into a good groove. It makes
Brooks
it
Durden was
very
able to
difficult.
save it after that contact, but he did lose, I think, 2 spots. But because he slid him up the track and he stayed a little sideways for a while, allowed a couple cars to get past him, but he was able to save it with only a couple spots lost.
Well, let's take a look here as Garrett Main still leads the way. And behind him, it's going to be Alex Murray, followed by Jake Matheson, Justin Levine, and Aaron Riolo is your top 5. Cody Turlin, 6th. Wesley Pistole, 7th. 8th, John Hathaway Jr. And that's good for John Hathaway. Remember, he was running 2nd for a good while and had that incident, fell way back up into the top 10. Joseph Pisciota, and 10th is Brooks Durden. So, and just to mention there, Garrett Lowe 11th and Chad Klinger 12th.
Whoa. Garrett Lowe, lucky through that one, and threaded that needle without getting no damage.
Talk about close.
And Garrett Lowe's car is still looking pretty good considering the amount of contact he's had tonight. It's all just been light contact, but
It really does, Ken. It looks good. I mean, considering what he's been around and involved with, it looks really good. And we're hearing he's only on 10-lap old tires as well. That's just a great place for him to be with 45 laps to go. You see there, he started 11th. He's currently in 11th. So with 45 laps to go, I'd be pretty happy with where he is in the condition of his Ford Motorcraft Mustang. Here we go, guys. Garrett Main's going to take us back green flag racing here. And it's a great start for Garrett. Behind him is going to be a race there for 2nd place. And the field getting in here good. Wesley Pistole going to battle back there in the lower line. Lost some speed there. Here comes the 28 of Hathaway Jr. in the 28 Ryco Motorsports machine. Oh, we're going to stack up here for a second. A scary moment.
Justin Levine got a little loose there right in front of Aaron Riolo. Lucky enough, they made it. I hear some crashing, and the yellow flag is out again.
All right, I'm going to start throwing bets down on yellow flags. Anybody want to bet?
Well, Jay's got us on Chad Klinger, so let's take a look and see what brought this caution out.
Yeah, the caution going to come out. There you see the contact with the back left quarter panel of the 11 car. Sends him around up into the wall. And that is what brings your caution out.
Yeah,
Okay, do you know what number caution we are currently in?
I don't. I lost track a long time ago.
Yeah, I did as well. I was just curious if you knew.
Well,
let's take a look from on board with Jake Matheson here.
Whew.
You see that wheel work.
Yeah, that was some quick driving there from Matheson. So that was Brooks Durden who lost it and got up into Klinger on that one, bringing out the yellow, and that he was involved in 2 yellow flags in a row there.
Yeah, that was a great footage there from Jay. Thanks, Jay, for that great footage. You saw it right there. Help give us a look. There you see Klinger headed down pit road. All right, guys, let's see if we can get those lights cut out on the pace car this time and get us back green flag racing with 40 to go. It should be 39 to go when we get back going. Hopefully, the lights do not go off, so we will be going at least one more time around. All right, we should get the one to go here, guys, and we'll take a look at what we're going to look at for the restart here. Is it's going to be Garrett Maines leading the way with Alex Murray to the outside, followed by Jake Matheson and Justin Levine. Cody Terlind in the 5th position, followed by John Hathaway Jr. and Riolo. That's what we're looking at for the restart. Garrett Maines has had phenomenal restarts as of late, and I'm sure... let's see if we can get off to another one here. I know right now the 40 machine of Alex Murray would love his shot to get up here and maybe do something. So let's see what happens. There Garrett Maines does. He gets that jump right out of turn 4 every time. He's got it down pat. But right now it's the 40 that's stuck up there. And here comes the 52 going to make the pass for second place. Beautifully done there as he does make that pass. Makes it look easy. And Jake Matheson moves up into P2. Battle right behind these guys. It is Cody Terlind who's going to try to come down on the inside of the 40 there.
Whoa, Justin Levine around. And that's going to bring out our 16th caution of the night.
That's a random number.
Jay counted them.
Jay counted them. Wow. So that's the 16th caution of the night. I thought you were pulling that out of your back pocket. That's why I was going to laugh. And oh, man. That is a lot of cautions, guys.
You know, last week we seen almost exactly what we seen here on Wednesday night play out on the Sunday night cup race, or the Sunday cup race in the real life world.
Right.
I am hoping that we don't see the same kind of thing come this weekend.
Wow. That would not be good. And it's I don't want to take anything away from these guys. They're racing their hearts out there. So please don't come at me like, oh, JD's up here talking smack about these drivers. Not at all. Not at all.
I couldn't be racing with these guys out here.
Right.
I would have been out.
I don't want to take anything away from these fellas at all. It's just as the group as a whole is having some tons of cautions, and it can happen, especially at a track like Martinsville. It can happen. We've definitely seen this type of thing happen at Bristol, and here you're seeing it at Martinsville. It's just it can happen, and who knows? We might get a crazy finish here, and it could all come unglued here in just a moment and make this turn out to be an insane finish.
Well, our longest green flag stint, according to Jay, is 33 laps. We've got 33 laps to go, so
that won't be broken.
Yeah.
We can get close, though. And we should get the one to go this time.
You know, last week the race went by so quick because we just only had a few cautions, and this week it's really 16 cautions makes this short track race go on for a long time.
Yeah, it really does, and we do not get the one to go, so we're going to remain under caution for at least one more time.
So Garrett Maines and Garrett Lowe are our two drivers that racing with us tonight that also race in the iRacing Coca-Cola Series. Those guys are competing for, I think there's $300,000 worth of prize money this year in that series. So it's an unbelievable series. And
Fantastic.
those two are among the very best in the world when it comes to driving these NASCARs here in iRacing, racing in that top series.
Fantastic. iRacing.com. Pace car headed down pit road. And it's up to Garrett Maines to get the field back. Green flag racing. And there he goes right out of turn 4. He's got that down pat. But this time, Jake Matheson right there with him. And the battle for third place is intense. Here comes the 09. The 70 gets coming in hot and comes up high. He's going to be able to save that. Here comes the 09, going to come up in front of Murray. That's Cody Turland. Welcome to third position for the first time today. Behind them, back there for 5th, it is John Hathaway Jr. battling it out with Aaron Riolo. Riolo has the inside. However, the 28 Ryco Motorsports Chevy has got a great run going. And he had a little bit of a loose race car there on exit that may cost him. He would love to get this car down on that inside line. However, he cannot get clear. Here he comes across the start-finish line. He's going to try it here. No, and wisely decides to stay up there.
Yeah, he's got an awful fast car out there on that outside line. Able to get that pass done on Aaron Riolo and move right up to the back of Alex Murray.
Man, that was fun to watch there for a moment. And the 28 now has come to the rear bumper of Alex Murray. And we'll see him make his move here in a moment. He thinks about it and decides against it.
Garrett Lowe also able to go around Aaron Riolo on the outside.
And here comes the 28, going to go down inside of Alex Murray this time. Contact lightly made with the 40. And here comes Murray. He's going to try to hang in there up on the high line, but the 28 of John Hathaway Jr. will get the better of him, and Hathaway moves up into P4. So Garrett Maines leads the way here, guys. Behind him it is Cody Turland in 3rd, Jake Matheson in 2nd. Back in 4th is Hathaway Jr. with Alex Murray. That's your top 5. Garrett Lowe hangs in closely back there in 6th. 7th is Riolo, followed by Wesley Pistole and Colin Fern behind him. And I tell you what, Kane, Colin Fern, that car is so beat up looking, but he is hanging in there. He's got himself in the top 10, and he is, the car's fast. It's still fast, even beat up.
Yeah, he's one of those drivers we're watching to keep an eye on those incident points, as he's already had to serve a drive-through penalty once.
Garrett Lowe going to come inside of Alex Murray. Had a really kind of a bump and run there, and it is successful for the number 21 Ford Motorcraft Mustang. And Garrett Lowe going to continue. I thought he may have a rebound opportunity, Alex Murray might, but he does not. So a good run there from Garrett Lowe, finds himself back up into the top 5. John Hathaway Jr. is gaining ground, Kane. He's moving up every lap, a little bit closer to Cody Turland in the 3rd position. The 09 Ryco Motorsports Mustang is working hard on the 52 of Jake Matheson, and this is the battle for 2nd place. So in just a moment's time, we could have a 3-car battle for P2. Here comes the number 8 machine of Jonathan Oshalom in the JD Motorsports Toyota Camry. He's got himself up there with Wesley Pistole, and he's looking into getting into the top 9. However, he's going to have to wait because the 18th or 17th or something caution is out, and so we're going to have to re-rack them. We got some cars there that look like they crashed into the inside wall. Looks like Kyle Rochelle and Josh Campbell are part of that, and they are part of the caution. So unfortunate that we get a caution because we had some good racing starting to develop there, gentlemen.
It was really looking good, especially that battle up there with Hathaway Jr. was really getting up there with Cody Turland and looking like a battle is getting ready to start forming.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks to Jay for getting us that great view there of the replay. And you see right there the DCS. Oh, I love the sponsor there on the 25. Digital Combat Simulator, baby. Great stuff. DCS machine right there.
Well, that's
Actually, it's
dynamic
not.
something.
I know it. But you know what? It's the same logo as DCS.
It did look,
So,
yeah, I
no,
would have
it
made that
is.
same mistake.
It is the DCS logo. Yeah, it is DCS World. So no, it is DCS World. So it is the
Okay.
Digital Combat Simulator World logo. It's
His
just
other
also
sponsor also happens to start with a D, also
and
Digital
that
Aeros. Oh no, that was it.
yeah, that's it. So Garrett Maines leads the way, guys, with a 17 to go. Now 16 to go. They're playing tricks on me here, Kane.
Well, my own brain's playing tricks on me, so it'll just make for a good finish to this race with 16 to go.
That sounds great.
Number 29 machine has got a drive through for penalties.
Man, I tell you what, this has been a well of a race. It's just been different from what I was expecting. You see the lucky dog on your screen right now, Pablo Donoso, and he's going to appreciate that lucky dog.
Yeah, that's going to put him back on the lead lap.
So we should get the one to go this time, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see if they do get the one to go call from race control. And the word is we are one to go. So here we go, guys. We get the one to go. And it's going to be a great restart, guys. Maybe this could be our run to the end. So hopefully we get that great race to the end here. And that would be so fun. A good green flag run to the end. Got some great cars up here in the top 10 and all chasing Garrett Maines. Pace car has reached pit road here. It's going to come down to Garrett Maines and Jake Matheson on the front row. And a car I want everybody to really watch is that 09 car, and that is Cody Turland back there in third place. Thought he might get a good jump, and it's a decent jump. Here comes the 28 of Cody Turland, going to get in front of Garrett Lowe. And the cars are backing up. They're kind of stacking up a little bit. Could get dangerous.
Yeah, Cody Turland high. That's going to let Jonathan Hathaway down to the inside. They're going to go door to door through the turn. I don't think Cody Turland's got as much on the outside as what Hathaway Jr. has had. And that's going to let the 21 machine of Garrett Lowe get underneath as well. Cody Turland still stuck on that
trouble
outside.
for the 28. Massive trouble. And that is horrible as the 28, John Hathaway Jr., it all crumbles here late in this one. And that is so unfortunate. He got loose coming out. I don't know if contact from Garrett Lowe was made or not, but Wesley Pistole has major contact with him. So a lot of cars that were in the top 10 are involved in this. This is very, very unfortunate for some fast cars. And Colin Fern has been disqualified. He has reached that limit that we talked about earlier. The incident limit has been reached, so Colin Fern has been disqualified from the race. Wow, I am so sad that happened. I just had a feeling we were going to get a great finish there. And we still couldn't get a great finish, but it was looking so good there for a moment.
Yeah, and that's really sad for Colin Fern. He had such a great race in that old beat up car, and that wreck wasn't any fault of his own, of course, and that finds him watching from the bleachers.
Yeah, and it's, you just saw that on the replay there a moment ago. Thanks again to Jay Kennedy for keeping these us up to date with this amazing footage. He's always on top of it and keeping us where we need to be. But 9 laps to go, and let's see what we're looking at here. We're probably going to get a restart around lap 7, or I'm sorry, with 7 to go is what I'm expecting. And the
Yeah, I
lucky
got
dog
several
this time
drive-throughs now.
is Nelson
then
Rivera.
8, 9, and 20 will be serving drive-throughs.
Yeah. There's been so many. There's Jonathan Oshalem right there, another lucky dog. There's been so many incidents out there and incident points that you see Jay Jensen had to serve a drive-through right there.
Yeah, and
as
Brooks
well.
Sterling.
Yeah. And as some would say, it's the nature of the beast. You got a lot of cars out here. There are a lot of guys wanting to win this thing. They're all out there fighting and giving it their all. And unfortunately, when you get together, it causes incidents, and you get some banged up race cars. And once you get that incident limit, when you get to so many, you got to do the drive-through, and then when you get to the limit, it's all over. And we got a lot of guys that are probably very close to that limit, but with only 7 laps to go, hopefully they'll make it to the end. I got a feeling we'll get our run to the end here in a moment. And the lights are off on the iRacing pace car, guys, so we will go back green flag racing. And what we're looking at is Garrett Maines in the lead, Jake Matheson on the outside. In row 2, it'll be Garrett Lowe and Cody Terlind, followed by Alex Murray and Aaron Riolo. That's what we're looking at for this restart. The pace car has ducked down into pit road, so here it is. And watch Garrett Maines as he exits turn 4. He goes right into it. There he goes. He goes right into that run. And look at this, Garrett Lowe followed him, and that paid off huge for Garrett Lowe. He was able to go right around the 52 of Jake Matheson. He knew right when to jump. He's seen the restart several times, and he's right there fighting with Garrett Maines, guys. Good job there from Garrett Lowe. And right now, Garrett Lowe is hanging in there. He's got Matheson on his tail. The battle for P2 is on. Behind these gentlemen, though, it's Cody Terlind in 5th. And behind him, he's got Stephen Harry, a car we haven't mentioned at all today, in the number 69 Big Johnson machine. And oh no, the caution has waved, and that is what we did not want to see.
There's that Mark Pageant end of the race incident.
Tough.
And Wesley Pistoli as well again.
Wow.
And that poor Tennessee car. It has been beat up today.
Nelson Rivera, you see with the drive-through on your screen. That's the 22 LaRue machine. And at this point in the race, I'm calling a lot of them machines because I can't tell what they are anymore on some of these vehicles. It's just banged up race cars, man. They're starting to look a lot of the same, a lot of bent up metal out there. Well, with 3 to go, I believe we're going to get a green-white checkered. We are. It's going to be our first attempt at a green-white checkered. So do a stretch, do a dance, and get ready for our first attempt at an overtime finish, King.
This race is finally getting that down to the end.
Yeah, it is. It's just I feel bad for some guys that were really good today and just got caught up in some incidents that may have been no fault of their own. But even if it wasn't intentional. We've seen so many close calls that I feel bad for a lot of the guys out there that have actually had really good runs today. Just things did not go right luck-wise.
Yeah, Colin Fern probably the biggest one in the big disqualification after having such a good race. But not the only one. There's been so many drivers that were having good races today and ended up, well, Jay Jensen. And now he's at the back. He's a lap down, beat up car.
Well, I'm thinking Noah Bitts earlier today, Kane. I mean, he was running P2 and 3, and he was in second place when he spun out. All he did was spin out, no damage to the car. But because of that incident, the second caution, the third caution, he comes out and he gets caught up innocently in a wreck from the back or mid-pack. And he would have never been in that had he not spun out. So one little bitty thing turned into a bigger thing, and then another bigger thing. And, because of that, he found himself over 20 laps down. And it's just, you feel bad for the guy because he had a great car. He had tremendous pace here. And it was, like I said, he had one spin that cost him of his own fault. But then, by the way, we are 1 to go here. So I'm going to quit talking about that. And let's get ready for this restart, guys. Overtime, attempt 1 as the iRacing pace car gets set to head down pit road. Garrett Maines, can he take this thing to the checkers? He has been the pole sitter. He's led the whole race pretty much. And let's see if he can get it done right here at the end. And Garrett Lowe to his outside. Here we go, guys. Let's finish this bad boy. And green flag racing. Great restart there for Garrett Maines. Garrett Lowe right on his heels. And here we go. You're just looking at the guys that are running about 6th, 7th, and 8th right now. Cody Turlin, and the caution immediately comes out. What happened? There's 28 of John Hathaway Jr. What happened? Let's see if we can get a replay of what happened there. Man, I bet there is some tempers flaring down on that racetrack. Kane, what do you think?
Oh yeah, that's so Martinsville.
Ooh, yeah, that's one that'll make a driver mad right there. And you know what? He didn't do it intentionally, I don't think. But I mean, he got into it.
Green, white, checkered. Everybody's going for broke.
Yeah, I think a lot of them have been broke.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please don't hate on me. I mean, you can if you want to. It won't hurt my feelings, but I jest. I'm just kidding. It's all in fun. It really is. I do feel bad for some of these gentlemen that have had great runs and then things just didn't go right. And so it's
is that
tough.
caution 21?
I think so.
We'll call it 21.
Good onboard footage from Brooks Dirting.
Boy, Brooks Dirting's had a tough race today, but he did a good job there missing that one. Had to go just a touch off in the grass to do it, but that's all right. 1 incident point to save 4. Right.
Oh, wow. So a potentially very scary moment for Garrett Maines. Looked to be having an internet issue, and that could have been a race-ending issue for the race leader. He seems to be back okay. He's saying, let's get this thing over with, boys. No more stops. Let's go to the end. We've got to end it this time. How upsetting would that be? You've led this whole time, and then you're pacing here for the second attempt at a green-white checker, and then your internet, pops out on you. Oh, the heartache.
Yeah, kind of.
Look at that.
We
He
seen
has
that kind of last
led
week with
177 laps he has led today. And I mean, this is his race to win in my books. I mean, he has dominated this race. And here we go. We should get the one to go signal. We do. So we will be going back. It'll be both Garrett Maines, Garrett Lowe on the front row, Jake Matheson, and Alex Murray is 3 and 4. Back in 5th, it'll be Cody Turlind and Riolo 6th. So that's your your front 3 rows. And there you see the 28 dropping down as he lets the leaders pass. And the pace car ducks down into pit road. Guys, second attempt at a green-white checkered. Here we go. Back green flag racing. Garrett Maines, Garrett Lowe off to the races. Here we go, guys. 3 to the end. Let's go. 2 to go.
Garrett Lowe able to get down to the inside from that outside position, gets around Matheson. That's going to put him in the catbird seat to try to get this thing. Oh,
Garrett Lowe gets
right in front
loose.
of Matheson.
He drove it in way too aggressively, and that's going to cost him. Matheson up on the high side. We are final lap. The white flag is waved, and if we can at least make it halfway, this baby is over regardless. The next flag ends this thing. So we are going to find a finish here, and it is going to be Garrett Maines who takes the checkered flag here at Martinsville, followed by Garrett Lowe, Jake Matheson, Alex Murray, and Cody Turlind find the top 5. What a crazy race here at Martinsville. You know, I think I've found out why this place has always been sponsored by the Goodies Headache Powder. You know, it's always been like the Goodies Headache Powder 500, the first race of the year usually at Martinsville. And I think I know why.
Yeah,
This
I'll bet
place
every one of these
can-
drivers has a headache.
Oh, they've got to. They have got to. Burn it down, Garrett. You deserve it, buddy. You have led this thing 179 laps, I think he led total. Or 179 or 180. Yeah, tear that pretty race car up right at the end. Beautifully done. Let's take a look at our final results here real quick, guys. We got Garrett Maines, your leader, Chevrolet. The next 5 cars are all Fords. It is second, Garrett Lowe, Jake Matheson, Alex Murray, Cody Turlind. 6th through 10th is Aaron Riolo, Matt Hollabo, Joseph Pisciota, and Stephen Harry, followed by Justin Levine. As we move back out of the top 10, in 11th place we have... Uh-oh, my board's got stuck here on the first 10. There we go. Pablo Donoso, Jonathan Oshalem, Mark Paget, Jonathan Jordan, Jay Jensen is through 15. 16 through 20 is Brooks Durting, Wesley Pistoli, which is so unfortunate for him. He ran high a lot of the day. John Hathaway Jr. as well, 18th. He ran high most of the day. Nelson Rivera finishes 19th. 20th goes to Kyle Rochelle. As we move back, 21st through 30th is Chad Klinger, who ran high most of the day. Pedro Mega finishes 22nd. Josh Campbell, 23rd. Noah Bitts, 24th. 25th, Manuel Perez. Stephen Poplinski, 26th. Colin Fern, 27th. The final 3 in the top 30 go to Andrew Miller, Alan Pajari, and Joshua Gathright. And the final 4 cars go to Will Cannon, John Schaffner, Jordan Harlow, and Keith Bridgman. That's the 34-car field here from Martinsville. Well, Kane, let's put this one in the books and take a look ahead to next week. Let's put this one in the books, and we will take a very positive look ahead to some dirt, baby. We go from the flat half mile to the dirt-banked half mile of Bristol Motor Speedway as we go dirt racing from Bristol. Should be a blast next week.
Yeah, I always love the dirt races. It's good fun to watch these guys come get on dirt, and I hope they have fun and not take it too seriously. Just come out here and have a good time, and we'll just have a good, fun week next week.
Looking forward to it. Thank you all so much for joining us this week. We'll be back next week from the dirt-laid track at Bristol. Y'all have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week. Good night.
This is fantastic. This is GT racing right now. He's got traction, he's got rid of the outside of both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taking Anderson. Anderson's up to
Oh my god! Big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's gonna get rolled!
Six very close. These guys are want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, there we go. Oh no, that's massive. This is it. This is over. I can't believe this. Oh my god.
God!